Welcome to the Remlite website, where we bring ultralight wilderness equipment to all you hikers, you hunters, you bikepackers, and trampers and walkers. My name's Stan and I'm the founder and the owner of Remlite.nz. I want to introduce the website with a bit of a story. So I started getting into public land hunting and tramping around 15 years ago. And when I first started, it was all a bit comical really, looking back. I had heaps and heaps of heavy gear. In fact, one of the memories that comes to mind is one trip that we did. My wife, Anne-Marie, she actually baked me a whole massive, probably 5 kilo banana loaf. And I carried a bottle of milk on that trip as well. You know, and that was all running into a 120 litre pack with a zip-off day pack as well. But that's just what we did. That's what we did. We didn't know any better. That's how we did things. 15 years ago, that's how I did it. Probably the one trip that really got me thinking was I was on the Otaki side of the Tararuas, and my dad and I were walking right on the tops. It was a hunting trip, and we actually got caught out right in a change of weather just before dark, and we were caught still a long way from the hut on the tops. Again, here we were lugging these massive packs way above our heads, just full of gear, full of heavy stainless steel billies and all sorts of stuff. But on that trip, as we were walking, we had pretty good clothing with us, and but I realized pretty quickly that as that wind came up, and boy did it come up, the temperature just flew down, and we both kind of, without saying it, we went into a bit of a survival mode and a bit of a battle mode to get to that hut. But one thing that really got me was we were coming down, we weren't walking on quite a razor ridge, but it was close to it, and we were coming down this rock area, and as my dad came down, because we had such big cumbersome packs, the back of his pack just bumped the rock, and it actually nearly sent him off with the wind as well. And it was at that moment that I was watching him come down with a headlamp on, and there was a fair bit of panic that went through me, and I started to think, I don't know if we're going to make it to the hut. It was pretty foul weather, and it was one of those experiences that you can't wait to get out of. Long story short, we did make it back to the hut well and truly somewhere in the night time. We jumped into the hut, and there were some Te Araha trail walkers there and some other guys in that hut who said, "Where did you guys, are you nuts? Like, what are you doing out there?" And we did enjoy the rest of that trip. But it really made me think that we came home and we reminisced on the trip and both agreed that could have gone quite differently. We could have been on the news. So I got home, and as I was unpacking all my gear, I just, for the first time ever, picked up a set of scales and started weighing everything, and realised that a lot of the gear was not ultralight. It wasn't even close to lightweight at all. And I started to build a spreadsheet of all the gear that I sort of needed and I didn't need, and the stuff that I took that I probably shouldn't have taken. Started to build a spreadsheet on the computer with all the weights, and then from there on, from that trip onwards, I realised that the weight that we were carrying was quite a safety issue. When I got back into the hut, I was so exhausted that I actually saw my dinner again, and it just wasn't much fun. So as I built this spreadsheet for myself, I got on to saving up money and changing out all of that gear, and the kilos just dropped off on the gear. I realised that this became sort of a hobby inside the hobby for me. And once I really culled off a lot of the weight that I was carrying in my pack and on my pack, it actually opened up a whole nother kind of world, because I could really hike out into the backcountry and really get into some pretty remote places quite quickly. And I could also do that with a lot less fatigue, and the difference was really, really noticeable. I did a bit of work as well with some dock guys, some older guys who had been carrying heavy packs with traps, and they talk about hip replacements and knee replacements, and some of these older hunters as well that would carry 30 plus kilogram packs, and they're mid-50s and they can't walk anymore. And it did make me think, I don't really want to be like that. Nothing against them, because they didn't have any other options, but I want to be able to walk all the way into my 70s really without destroying my body. I'll admit I did actually go a bit too far into the minimalist side of hiking and tramping, and one day woke up and realised actually for the sake of a little bit of comfort I'm okay carrying a few extra grams. I did go into all the Dyneema stuff and really experiment with all of that, but I'm pretty comfy where I've arrived at now. Some of the products that I started to use from Europe were pretty much impossible to get here in New Zealand, and I started to establish relationships with these companies with an end goal in mind that I really wanted to bring these products into New Zealand and distribute them. And well, here we are. We've launched Remlite to bring these amazing products, amazingly designed high quality products that we believe really do suit the New Zealand backcountry and the outdoors environments that we have here. At Remlite, we don't just sell anything. We've tested the products and only sell what we believe will actually stand up to the New Zealand conditions, to our UV, and also fit well in the market with our people. We're also on the quest with these companies to do a lot of research and development, product development, because we have a lot of good ideas that will benefit hikers and bikers and trampers and hunters in the backcountry in New Zealand for minimal weight costs. So welcome to the Remlite website. Have a look around. I hope you enjoy the website. And again, feel free to reach out. We love talking to customers, answering questions. We know the product well, and we know if the product will suit you as well. So reach out to us, enjoy the website. Happy hiking, hunting, biking, tramping, whatever you do, just enjoy our beautiful backcountry that New Zealand has to offer.